Welcome to Ignite the Flame, where we highlight the people, the culture, and the leadership driving results across Ignite Medical Resorts. Today, I'm joined by Whitney Henry. I'm General Manager at Ignite Medical Resorts Edmond, and Matt Johnson, Vice President of Business Development. This is a special one, Ignite Nation. Ignite Medical Resorts Edmond is one of our newer locations as we continue expanding in Oklahoma. And what makes this story so special is how quickly they ramped up to full census. This doesn't happen by accident, Ignite Nation. So today we're driving into what we're calling Operation Shake and Bake. And that is how internal and external culture and partnerships come together to drive results at Ignite. So Matt, Whitney, welcome to the podcast. So Whitney, let's get started with you. You take over Edmond. What was the census and how long did it take for you all to move up the ladder and reach complete census?
Yeah. So we took over this building here in Edmond on the 5th of March of this year. And by March 24th, we were at full census. So when we took over, the census was 64 and we hit 75 full census on the 24th. So pretty excited about that.
I know you were. So think about it. What did that moment feel like for you and your team?
Yeah, so the team here, a lot of the people that were here before stayed, which is great. And I think they were so excited to see, the building that they love, that they've worked at, that they care for, hit this full census. Their pride makes me, you know, it's all worth it then, when they see all their hard work come together. So that's what is the best part of it.
And Matt, from your seat, what did you see during this time?
We just saw alignment day one coming out of the gate, and it was exciting to be part of showing these guys, this team, what success looks like with Ignite coming on board, and working with Whitney since 2020. It was easy to develop that alignment just right out of the gate for this building.
Wow. Operation Shake and Bake, alignment right out of the gates. So, Whitney, you stepped into this resort that was just coming into the Ignite family. What were the first things you focused on to set the tone?
I think just getting everybody up to speed and the culture and the policies and procedures that, Ignite has. I've been at Oklahoma City for about 6 years. So coming over here, I had a great idea of what the expectations were, how we get to the level that we were at Oklahoma City. So just laying the groundwork there, and also, trying to be understanding with the previous policies and procedures, kind of saying, yeah, that's great, but this is how Oklahoma City does, or this is how Ignite does it. And kind of adapting that way. So setting the tone early, day one, this is the standard.
Absolutely. Set the tone early. Matt, how did it align for you early on?
So put a heavy emphasis on alignment. Then we focused on speed, communication, ownership. Every hospital interaction, we made it matter. And when you combine that alignment with execution, you go from where we were at to a full house in 3 weeks. And most importantly, we built something that we can actually sustain.
Alignment with execution. Ignite Nation, what I want you to hear is results are driven by alignment, not luck. Now, Whitney, what did you and your team do internally to build that culture of accountability and recognition so quickly?
I think too, I was fortunate to come into a really strong team that was already here in the building. So that makes my job a lot easier too, right? So the team was super strong. Just communication, especially with Matt and the business development team. We always want to say yes to an admit. Everybody deserves great rehab, good therapy, good nursing care. So we want to be able to say yes. If they need some certain type of equipment, like I want to be able to provide that for them before they set foot in the door. So just the communication aspect, all being on the same page.
Finding a way to say yes. Yes, we can. When you are the best, Shouldn't everyone have the opportunity to receive the best? Matt, when that internal culture is strong, how does it impact what you are able to do externally in the hospitals and with our physicians?
Yeah, absolutely. When we have that strong alignment, when we're having these quality outcomes and continuity of care, naturally as a byproduct, we're going to have the numbers, we're going to have the admits, we're going to have people wanting to come to the building.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, anybody can push for admissions. But if you don't have true alignment behind it, it's not going to hold. And this works because the BD team and operations trust one another. We move fast, we own the outcome together, and that's not just how you fill a building, but that's how you truly keep it full.
Building trust with those that we serve. Matt, how does it make you feel when you hear a general manager say, we're always looking for a way to say yes?
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes me ecstatic. Just like Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last. We need to be first to that referral. We need to be first to saying yes, and we need to be the first to be in that solution for our hospital partners.
Absolutely, Ignite Nation. We have our first Ricky Bobby quote on Ignite the Flame podcast, and I love it. So appropriate for Operation Shake and Bake. So then let me ask you here, Matt, on the external side, how did you and operations work together to build so quickly with our hospitals and our physician base?
It always comes down to that communication. If the internal operations team is aware of what solutions we're needing to create, it delivers that alignment. So when our hospitals are coming to us with the problem or what they're needing taken care of, we communicate that to the internal operations team. We get aligned, we get the results delivered, and we provide that solution to our hospital partners.
And Whitney, how about you? How did you see that trust come back into your building?
Same, just communicating, making sure we're all on the same page. We want to be absolutely ready when we take an admit, and that is we are ready because the business development team truly communicates with us. And then making sure everybody here is on the same page as well. Knowing the standards, knowing that we're going to take good care of these guests.
Absolutely. Ignite Nation, we have a wide audience listening to this podcast. And whether you're behind a desk or in front of our customers, we want you to know that you bring value. We all work collectively as a team. And this is a prime example of what we can accomplish when we align together. Because again, I'm going to continue to say this, results are driven by alignment and they are not driven by luck. So let's talk a little bit about something fun. Give me a fun fact about yourself or a favorite Ignite Medical Resorts moment. Let's start with you, Matt.
I don't have an individual moment, but just as a collection, one of my most favorite things about working with Ignite and working at Ignite is the level of diversity. No two people are the same. We have some of the most unique, passionate, caring, just amazing individuals. And if I don't have the answer, there's always someone that does have the answer, and just aligning together, working together, but just growing as an individual and knowing how to adapt to all these different personality types. It really sets us apart. No two people are the same.
No two people are the same. Whitney.
Yeah, it's hard to, narrow it down to one favorite moment, but I love working at Ignite because it's such a good culture, and the culture is to give back to the employees, right? They're invested in our personal growth. They want to see us succeed. And so that's been super important to me, and I know it's super important to all the employees. So just what I love about Ignite.
So growth is important at Ignite. So Ignite Nation, we have two examples of opportunities you could fill in your future. Who knows what's ahead for you? Here's an example of an opportunity in the business development side. And here's an example of a general manager and what it takes to operate a resort. So as we continue to advance our careers here at Ignite Medical Resorts, we want to make sure that we're always looking for opportunities in which we can grow and we can develop. So let me ask a couple of quick points here. Matt and Whitney, can you all just give us a brief, super brief rundown on how you got to your position?
Yeah, I was at the building that Ignite took over in January of 2020, and I was in the therapy department. And 2022, I was offered a director of operations role and was able to work under Megan Skelton, who I feel very fortunate to have worked and learned from her.
Yes.
And so stepped into the GM role at OKC about a little over a year ago, and then now here in Edmond. So super excited and super fortunate for the growth.
Shout out to Megan
Yeah.
and her growth and development. Ignite Nation, did you hear the diversity of the background in which Whitney just discussed? Opportunity exists for all. Matt, how about you? A quick breakdown of your background up to this point.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I came into Ignite also in 2020. I had never been in healthcare. Didn't know. It was very eye-opening. I didn't know human beings existed that wiped other people's tushes. And so I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the care and what we do. It really, I don't know, made me passionate about healthcare. And I came in hospitality in 2020 into the Oklahoma City building. Moved in as an administrator in training and was executive director a little bit for Oklahoma City, but then found a love on the business development side, interacting and working with these hospitals and developing these relationships. I'm very tech savvy, but being behind a computer gets boring, and so I like to interact and just be out there in front of people. So moved up and now vice president of business development for our Southern division.
Ignite Nation, I often say we are CEOs of our careers, and change evolves opportunity. I'm certain that Whitney and Matt went through their careers up to this point and they had to make some decisions. Do I want to switch from something in which I'm comfortable, or do I want to take on a new challenge? Taking on new challenges often evolves our opportunities. So before we end, I want to ask, are there any closing comments from you, Matt? And then I'll go with you, Whitney.
Absolutely. So, in nature of a shake and bake, Talladega Nights, one of my most favorite movies. We weren't out there throwing slingshots. We brought a race car to the market, and that's what we do. We deliver results, and we deliver them fast.
Ooh, we deliver the results and we deliver them fast. And another Ricky Bobby quote. Awesome. All right. And Whitney, bring us home.
I'm just super thankful for the opportunity to highlight this new building in the portfolio, and I'm excited to see it grow and continue the excellence.
That's what we call Operation Shake and Bake. Internal excellence meeting external trust, and the results speak for themselves. Whitney, Matt, I appreciate you both. And for everyone listening, there's nothing more honorable than placing the needs of someone else before your very own. And we truly appreciate what you do each and every day. So as we go, I'll encourage you to model the behavior and keep magnifying the impact.